Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to the first game of the Fall League 2021 kickoff. My name is Luffy. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Hate and Nightmare Phoenix. How you guys doing tonight?
I am doing pretty good, all things considering. This is, the first race of this tournament, and I'm actually really quite hyped to be here right now.
I am excited to be awake and to be able to be here and see this first race of our free enterprises seed for this week and get kind of a preview of what it's going to be like and then actually go practice.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a fun week. And like you said, we have what's called our version of free enterprise. So we'll go over the flags a little bit as we start the seed up. But we're going to be starting with free airship, free canoe, free something else, whether it be bridge and or ship. But it doesn't matter because we got the free airship. So we're going to be access to everywhere we want to go. The flags are kind of wild. We got incentives everywhere, items, locations, anything that could be incentivized is incentivized. We got hint givers on. It's just a wild hodgepodge of what is going to be quite a bit of action tonight. What do you guys think?
I have grown kind of fond of these flags. I have run way too many of them in the past few days, and they're fun. They're kind of like cotton candy.
Easy to pick up and eat, and they'll probably give you cavities where your hope used to be.
Yeah, and if you're not careful, it'll fall apart and just make a giant mess.
Funny you mentioned cotton candy because that kind of sticks to the theme of this year's fall tournament, the candy-coated carnage. We came up with that, and it sounded like it'd be kind of fun to do, so we're going to roll with that one because it's Halloween, it's fall, it's candy, and we're going to get some carnage because these flags over the next 4 weeks of the tournament before we hit the semis and the finals are going to be wild and a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, very much so. And if you've noticed, or to those of you who are watching, if you notice, we have a rather unconventional party start of a black mage and a white mage. That's because people had no choice.
And it looks like we are off, and we get our first look at our shops and our magic. And white magic is not good. Black magic, though.
Sweet Christmas. Yeah, white magic's hot garbage. Black magic, we've got level 1 nuke, and level 1 saber, and level 1 fire 3.
We also got silver bracelets +3 for sale as well in the shop. That's a piece of endgame armor right here, 30 seconds in.
Yeah. Additionally, the players all started with some kind of casting gear. We don't know what it is. Oh, looks like it's an AI shirt. That's going to get sold real quick.
Yeah, AI shirt +2. I mean, one of these people are going to be able to wear it. We're not sure if it's the white mage or black mage, but we also need a tail and go deal Bahamut. It's probably better off being money.
So one other thing about these flags, there are no encounters in the overworld or in dungeons. You can just walk around and just do whatever, and you're not going to run into anything unless you step on a spike tile or open a trapped chest.
And it looks like we already have the ability to wear that shirt. So we got an in-game shirt right off the bat, and there's a rod and a key popping up on screen.
Yeah, and I think that was a saber hammer as well.
So with this wide open start, where's the first place you go? You got the airship, you go take care of Garland, because that makes sense, but where do you go after that?
I generally actually don't start off by taking care of Garland. I start off by running around and grabbing all the freebies that I can, because the experience growth is based off of the key items, and I believe it's 10% per item. So I want to get as many of the free items as I can before I start taking my first fight.
What about you, Luffy? What's your starting strategy for this?
So very early on, I'm gonna go right away to Cardia Incentive. That's one of the new flags the devs have put in for this portion of the tournament. So Cardia Island has a 7-box room there that now has an incentive item. That's not on my tracker that I use, so I get that done out of the way very quickly. And then, like Hate said, I'll go around picking up all the freebies. I'll hit up Sarda. I'll hit up Sages. I'll hit up the Pirates. I'll usually save Garland, the Princess, and Sarah, or Prince. The Sarah and the King for last after I do a little bit of a world tour.
Yeah. And the other reason that I have kind of grown fond of doing that is because there are 3 people floating about in the world that you can recruit. Some of them, I mean, they're going to be randomly placed. You can find them sometimes at the Pirates. You can find them with Sarda. You can find them with the Sages. And so, yeah, sometimes it's good to go out, try and find the party you're going to want to run.
Speaking of party you want to run, we got some pirates on the screen, and that's a party if I ever perceived one.
Yeah, and just as another kind of random thing, it looks like the fighter got ninja spells, but can only use thief weapons.
Huh. That's an interesting one. There's a crown on Sonic screen, I think. I'm getting confused already.
And it looks like we got pro capes for sale as well for, I can't tell exactly how much because Discord is doing Discord things, but not too expensive. Or was that pro rings? Either way, pro something or other.
I think that was pro rings, somewhere between 3,000 and 8,000 with all those pixels.
It's not too shabby at all. All right. Old man in a circle had the slab, and it was the pirate who had the crown.
Aha! I knew I saw a crown. I just didn't see where. And it looks like we have the herb in the shop.
Yeah, herb is 22k. It's a little on the expensive side for being a Provoca, but you can find that cash somewhere around here.
Absolutely. It looks like Devious found a katana at some place, and that might be okay to hold on to for a little bit. We might be able to find a ninja at some point.
And it looks like the old man in Provoca mentioned that mentioned where the Oxyale was, though I did not see where it came from or where it's stored at. All right, level 2 fast, level 2 temper, and level 2 brack. Egads, the spells.
Level 2 cure 4 for white as well, so level 2 loaded.
My god's the magic, this seed.
It's almost like it planned this. It forced us to use both of the single class mages, and then gave us some of the best magic to start off with. And said, you know what, the fighter can get the ninja side of things too. So it's going to be interesting. And Devious taking care of Astos. There's a red mage standing right there. So
yeah, and there was a thief hanging out in Lefane. So you get that slab translated. Hey, there you go. There's a thief. And there was that katana hanging about as well. So if you can find a tail, you are good to go.
And Astos giving us some bombs. Devious, I think he picked up the red mage. Not quite sure. I blinked.
No, he saw the red mage and then just went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, three magic casters might be a little much. Said nobody ever. I like having many casts of nuke, especially at level 1.
And the dynamite turns into a cube. And it doesn't look like Devious has picked up the key yet, so he can't rummage through the dwarves' armory and take them all for all they're worth yet.
Rimage has level 2 buffs, though, so that could be, I don't know, that's going to be real good, especially if that Cure 4 is in a learnable slot.
It's level 2, so it is.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Could be a titch redundant, though. and his runners are just all over the place, and it's like, okay, where are things at? Oh my god, I can't see. Oh, it looked like that katana was a -3 though, huh?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so.
No es bueno.
Well, I mean, after the last bunch of practice seeds I've been running and the co-op tournament being really generous and giving out a lot of positive katanas, it's nice to see it go back to its traditional -3 state. Until I get a ninja really early on and then really wish it didn't.
Yeah. All right, and it looks like Devious is going for the Hall of Giants to get an early grind going on, and Professor Render is beating on Astos, but did not pick up Nuke for that fighter, so wiping out and going out.
Yeah, that was not a good time having your black mage right up front, and Astos is like, "Hey, speaking of your mage, he looks tired. Don't you see the ring around his eyes?"
Well, I am honestly surprised though to see that everybody on Restream so far has actually picked up a third-party member rather than rolling with just the two-member team, which I've seen a lot of in the pickup races.
With free enterprise, it feels doable if you might be able to two-party, but with kind of everything being open and we have 14 racers tonight, it might be pressured to kind of go fast as you can, but you also want to keep it safe. You don't want to wipe out in dungeons. That's going to be your biggest time killer.
All right, true point there. I'm just too... I guess I'm used to running in the pickup races where it's not as much on the safety side.
And it looks like Devious is finally finding that, picking up that key.
And also ran into some lobsters that were hiding an Aegis shield. So yeah, another thing about this flag set is, as I mentioned, there are monsters in a box. It is guarding the quote-unquote rare treasures, which can include things like giant swords and were swords, but for some reason actually does not include ribbons. Yeah, it's quite the curiosity on that one. But yeah, the monsters in a box, they can be a good way to potentially get some XP if you are able to actually take them, because heaven knows there are times where, all right, well, I'm level 7, I'm going to open up this box and see what it is. Oh god, it's 4 worms, and now I'm dead.
But that knowledge is good. And you also know where it's at. You can probably come back to it later if it's not too difficult to get to. But I mean, if you have 4 casts of Nuke coming out, you might be able to get through that with some good luck. You might be able to get through that encounter.
That's a true point. And just to address the stuff that's been coming up in chat, and for those of you who are coming fresh off of the co-op tournaments, nuns do not gain EXP, neither do deads. So this one is back to the standard XP rules of if you ain't alive, you ain't gaining.
Now, I think I did see DVS go and check the Hall of Giants trap tiles. I don't remember what was there, though. So I don't know if it's any decent for XP, but since there are, like, no real encounters that they can get to slowly increment that level number or slot, you need what you're going to take what you can find. And yeah, I think that's why Professor Renderer was having a hard time with Astos.
I want to say I saw sea trolls on the one tile and then wyverns on the second. So mid, but I mean it's a couple quick levels. You can burn some new charges, game maybe like 3 or 4 levels. It's not the worst idea.
Yeah, and also for those of you who are watching with the keen eyes, notice that 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 sea troll tile was not a normal encounter. It was 3 sea trolls. That's because we have the
Randomizer?
Randomizer. Yep, we have new formations generated.
DVS just picked up the adamant from the incentive box in March and then went down to one of the locked rooms because he has the key and grabbed out the Oxyale. So that's where the old men were saying it's at, somewhere in March.
All right, well, that makes sense because yes, unlike most of the normal or most of the other flag sets which have been run as of late, everything is incentivized. So that chest in Marsh is also an incentive chest.
Yep. Every location in the game that normally has an incentive item will have some sort of item, whether it is progression or not remains to be seen. Every NPC, key NPC, or fetch quest will have an item as well. Again, is it useful? We don't know. But there is something everywhere, which is adding to the theme of chaos with this carnage we have going on tonight.
Very much so. You never know when you're going to be like, all right, I've chased down this 4-item incentive chain, and what did I get? I got a defense sword where the magic that rolled on it was Cure 1, and it's -4.
Or a rock. You could have always gotten a rock. Speaking of rock, we had our chunky rock, our adamant ore, turned into a chime. So Devious now has access to the Mirage Tower. And with that cube, can go all the way up and take out Tiamat. We kind of lack levels right now.
Yeah, not only do we lack the levels for that insanity, but we also have a required war mech here that's guarding the end of the Bridge of Destiny. So normally, if you got that early brack, like I think we saw at level 2, you might go to give a shot with Tiamat, but not today with war mech standing in the way.
Yeah, well, and for other reasons, which we'll address shortly.
Yeah, don't spoil that just yet.
Well, Shumbabi has found literally the most useless sword in the game right now. The X-Cal +1.
Yep. Because of that malice of thief swords only, that knight ain't using that.
No.
Yeah, we're going to be digging out the Masa, or we're going to be picking up another melee at some point, because that's not going to get it done.
And I think our Defender's Sword turned into an anti-rub +5?
Yeah, it looked like an A-rub.
Yeah, then we got a Vorpal there as well in the Earth incentive. Vorpal -3?
Yeah, -3.
But I mean, the white mage is going to be able to swing that, so that'll give her something to do.
It's better than most of the thief weapons. Unless you get a coral sword that rolled like +5. Coral +5, I would roll with that.
You can make that work. Enough cast a saber with the saber bonk, you get fast. You can make that work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's excessive use of saber and temper. Definitely going to make that functional. But it is at least usable, whereas we're looking at an X-Cal +1, which is a good sword by all accounts. Just if you can't use it, it's a selling point. We got a ribbon from the Prince.
If you look at Sawneyrath's screen too, you're going to see Kegnazo sitting there instead of Lich. So something we weren't going to spoil just yet. We have alternate fiends on with different formations. So you're going to see some random bosses at the end of these dungeons and on your way through Temple of Fiends Revisited. So neat little feature. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that the random bosses all reference, they'll reference things that have come from other Final Fantasies, and they also will reference some mythological beasts, which I really dig.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the 16 minutes and 40 some odd seconds, we got the first orblet on screen by Sawneyrath. And once again, for those who haven't seen how these seeds play out, I have seen some of these seeds finished in 36 minutes before.
Wow.
they can be real speedy.
Yeah, these can be jetty in the 38 to 45-minute range. And then they can also be a slog, which takes you about an hour and 15, hour and 20. So there's definitely some variance in how our runners will probably finish tonight. So we'll see how it goes.
And Sonny Wrath delving into Ice Cave to probably check out the spike tiles, try and get the incentive out of there, finding a Man-Cat spike tile, which is just ugly. And DB. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to comment how Professor Render having a hard time getting past some of our NPCs wandering about Melmond. It's a beautiful place, fully remastered, but some of those NPCs just really don't like to move.
Yeah, and some of those NPCs, well, you can't guillotine them because they're not normal NPCs. So, yeah.
And that's an Oxio for Shimbari.
All right, and Devious has got his first orb lit at 1839 when he ate Kenazo.
The sour ochi.
Yeah, normally he's a turtle, but with the random formations, they got random bodies too.
Devious checking out the Northwest Castle spike tiles and finding nothing great. But, I mean, since you're here, you got some nuke charges. Throw them out, get some XP at least.
Yeah, check that trapped chest and find 4 sea trolls hiding in there, and it's not too shabby. Oh, did that katana actually roll as a +3? I thought we saw it as a -3.
Been seeing -3 this whole time as well.
Yeah, same. But I guess chat's got a better eye on it. So thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
So yeah, in that case, I would be picking up the thief that I saw, which, I gotta give credit to Sonny for doing so.
Yeah, that Vorpal is a -3. I see that on someone else's screen right now.
Yep, and we have the musical instrument in Ice Cave. So that's going to be a required one.
I often find myself in these flags either bypassing Ice Cave or bypassing ordeals, like these one-off dungeon locations that, I should probably pay more attention to in these flag sets. I find myself gravitating toward actual dungeons more so often than not.
Yeah, I found myself fading ordeals more often than not, just because it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. I mean, I know there's no encounters, but yeah, just the slog to get there.
Yeah, and if you don't have warp and it's a zonk back to the beginning of the pillars, it's just not fun.
Very much so. All right, looks like Shumbapi has either found vampires that were hiding in a chest or on a tile. Oh, I think that's vampires hiding on a tile.
Frost dragons, and I think that's the red dragon spot. Not a horrible encounter.
No, though it does seem that they rolled up a little bit. Hey, and there is the tail.
We are gonna want that.
I mean, most of our runners have picked up a Aegis shield, so that's going to be a very handy piece of armor. We can throw that onto our knight, throw him up in the front, so he can just get some hits. And we're fighting a carbuncle.
Carbuncle, the thing that is normally really cute and kind and cuddly in a lot of Final Fantasy games, it's going to eat your face if you're not careful in this one.
Unless you're playing Sonic Shuffle, and then it will eat itself. I still don't understand that one.
And Sonny Wrath has found one of the 2 loose items, the ship. The ship in
Oh,
the...
good.
Yeah, it's absolutely useless.
Well, I mean, it might be nice to speedboat around. I think we have a canoe, so we can technically use it to go up to our deals if we're feeling real froggy. The ship does have, well, if it's speedboat, it does have the same speed as the airship, and no encounters means might be a good play.
Yeah, but then you also got to find the canal, which is
Oh.
also loose.
Right, because the ship isn't gonna pop out into the outer sea, because that might break things.
Yep. Looks like Professor Renderer has found a pack of 6 errors hiding out somewhere. Not sure.
See, they had squint, so this is a little bit dicey, though.
Yep. But it seems like they didn't stand up to too many nukes.
Sonny picking up a tail as well.
And it looks like the Agamatile is Zombols this time. And Sonny is pulling his carbuncle right now after having grabbed his tail, and unfortunately his thief is just kind of taking a nap right now.
DVS picking up his harpsichord. I do so really enjoy the multi-instrumental Sarah flag. It's one of my favorites. I play with it every time. It's always unique to see what kind of instruments that our devs have come up with. I think there's over 50 of them in there now.
I heard something about 70 in the past.
Yep, that could be true.
Somewhere between 15 and LF naught. I don't know exactly how many, just lots.
So many. Some of my favorites: piano.
Baby grand piano's a good one too. Vuvuzela.
Organ.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
And that is 2 orbs lit for Sonny at about 24 minutes and 30 seconds.
He's making some good progress. We'll see if he gets walled by that war mech that's going to be required.
DVS taking some levels here in the ice cave on these guards. It's a pretty decent chunk of XP. Looks like he's getting ready to start a solo with the fighter, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough damage with the sword that he's swinging to solo these guys.
He might have some charges of nuke on that fighter still.
Yeah.
But,
It doesn't seem like the guards are hitting him that hard either, though, so it might be semi-viable to do.
It's definitely passable. They're just evasive, which can be a bit of a pain trying to melee them.
Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to go for the straight melee thing there. He's not, doesn't look like he's got the nuke casts, or he's, nope, never mind.
Haha! Called it.
Saving him for
Let's
a rainy
go.
day.
Yeah, 2 hits, 2 damage. That's not bad, especially when you have over 500 HP.
Yeah, that's, that fighter is a chonky boy, and it looks like Sonny is on his way to hand in his papers to get his promotion. Yeah, and it looks like he has decided, you know what, I'm done with those guys. I don't hit them hard enough, or I'm out of nuke charges. Either one.
Both of those are very true. I think he's still swinging a knife +5, some version of a knife +5. Not the best weapon. Definitely not gonna carry us through. But Professor Renderer finding a Fog 2 stick and a Sun Sword
Well,
in an item shop.
no, the Sun Sword he found in Ice Cave. That was what was behind the airs.
Ah,
Yeah, he's just selling it because I can't use this thing.
very true. Also very sad. DVS is also going to go turn in a tail as a mark of courage.
Shroom Bobby gonna pull his carbuncle fight right here. Gonna be throwing out some fast, some temper, and maybe a saber or swing. We'll see what he does.
So it looks like 2 orbs is about where most people are right now.
Yeah, I've been doing an awful lot of talking about people on stream. Y'all are keeping an eye on people who are not actually on the restream. How's it looking on those fronts?
Well, I got Iker pulled up. He just got his second orb lit, and he's also going to promote as well.
Yeah, I got a couple of people over here. I got Fizzle, Cheesinator, and Metagloria pulled up. Everybody's kind of around the same boat here. Maybe 2 orbs lit, taking some levels. We're all kind of right in the same, 5-6 minute range between all the runners, I think.
It's good to hear that we've got a good tight race because this is a large group. We have 14 different teams that have come together for this league tournament. And, well, we got 1 member of each team racing tonight.
All right, so you got 2 orbs lit. You have a good chunk of the key items you need. Where are you gonna go next? Because if you said Oxale in Waterfall, I think that's where I personally would be heading as well.
Yeah, what I try to do, I try to look for where I have the most checks for the most bang for my buck here. Here at the on-ramp continent, we have the Oxyale. There's an item in Sea Shrine. We have the canoe. We can get to the robot at the waterfall. 2 checks here. This is probably where I'm going.
Yeah, that is that would be my assessment as well. Some people might want to go for the northeast continent, Mirage, Gaia, Lefane area. That would be a mistake because Warmech will put a stop to your day if you try and get through him right now.
Yeah, agreed. You're gonna have to get into with some of this scaling. I think you're gonna have to get into the mid to high 20s to give yourself a good shot here at Warmech, and even then, that might not be enough. He's got some serious damage behind him.
And speaking of shot, we're going against Shiva on Dubious' side, and yeah, a blue carry Shiva. That works. I kind of like that.
Yeah, this is one of the few sprites that doesn't get changed by the Atomizer because, well, it's the carry sprite. And I do really like the aesthetics of the Shiva sprite myself.
Shiva is doing some work against our party. We're down both of our mages. Now we just gotta hope that our knight can swing. What is our knight swinging? Is the knight swinging the X-Cal? I didn't think that was possible.
I did not see what he was swinging.
It was kind of orange colored.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
DVS, show us your weapons.
I'm sure we'll see it in due time. He may very well be swinging the X-Cal. The X-Cal exclusivity tonight might actually override the thief weapon only malice.
Bobby pulling the bottle out of the mermaid room. I don't think DVS went. Oh, maybe he did. Yep, there he did.
He just did it so quickly that we blinked and we missed it.
Well, we got a level 7 Fade and Invis 2. That's not exciting.
Yeah, that's a little bad to see.
DVS was through that sea shrine so fast though. It's amazing what how fast you can get through these dungeons when you don't have to stop to fight every 3 seconds.
Yeah, the 0 encounter rate. It's amazing how quick it makes things. And it looks like Devious about to take that dive into.
Ooh.
Oh my!
That's a
Shumganda.
Warmech in a box.
Yep.
Okay, so Shroom's going to want to take note of this if he can't make it through this fight, because Warmech right here is going to be guarding a Mazmoon. That is one of the flags that is checked here. There is a guaranteed endgame Mazmoon, and it's a vanilla location, but if you come across one out there in the world, you're going to have to kill a Warmech to get it.
That's very fair, and Masamune would be an amazing pull, especially taking down this Warmech. That's going to be a giant chunk of XP. That's going to rocket Shimbabi way ahead. Because if he can take out Warmech now, he absolutely can take out Warmech again later, and he's just going to be stronger when he does.
Yeah, finding the wild, well, quote-unquote, wild Warmech in a box, it's a great thing to find if you can survive it.
And now we got our standard Warmech on the bridge, and it is Warmech, and Devious is going to find him.
Today,
Not the only person fighting a Warmech right now. Saracen off screen is also fighting Warmech, but he was in Mirage, so I think he went all the way up to Sky and wiped.
and I could not tell what Matoya had, but it looked like maybe a ruse item, which that would be a definite grand thing. And also, today's Warmech comes to you in a lovely light lavender color.
Same old nuclear punch, new color.
Yeah, and it looks like Shroom fell to the Masamune guarding Warmech.
It is sad to see, but it was not. I mean, if he was able to get through it, that would have been great. But that was going to be a rough fight.
At least now he knows what box not to check.
Precisely.
Yeah, DVS over here having a bit more luck being able to throw out some locks, getting some sabers off on that night, and takes down Warmech. 40k XP, up to 32 on that night. DVS about to try to light his 4th orb right here.
Yeah, and it looks like that knight is still swinging that knife.
Oh my!
Knifey knight.
I hate it so much. I love it. Well, we got a Bane something on Sonny's side.
And we have a salamander shaped like a Warmech.
This one in a lovely reddish orange shade.
Well, yes, because it's salamander. It's the fiend of fire. And yes, for those curious, the alternate fiends do have their own separate skill lists if you just roll them as they are, but they also have their own separate resistances and weaknesses. So Salamander, if you don't have the boss scripts shuffled, will be tossing out a lot of fire stuff. Shiva will be tossing a lot of ice. However, Shiva still retains a weakness to ice, or weakness to fire, and Salamander retains a weakness to ice.
Well, that's great information.
And at 3550-ish, we have our 4th Orblet by Devious.
Wow, 36 minutes, and we're probably gonna go on a spending spree and jump into It's Over.
Yeah, gonna bring people up, gonna pick up some spells.
Some Quad X, and I just blanked on the other spell you picked up. Exit. I'm like, if there was an X in the name. Pro Rings. I think I think if I were to put a bet, I would probably say Devious is pretty close to being done.
Yep, and it looks like Professor Render is taking the grind of zombies on the Agama spots.
Not a horrible idea. I mean, we got Nuke, we have Harm 4 on our White Mage, so this would absolutely be where I would grind as they walk away from it.
Well, he got up to level 20. I think he's calling himself good there.
You know what? 14 people in the race, yeah, probably a good bet. I mean, last thing I'd want to do is in a race of 14 people is coming in 15th.
And the fairy just had looked like an A mute -3 shirt. So here's your copy of your white or black shirt from the one you got at the beginning.
Thanks, I hate it. But at the same time, it is going to be rather decent armor. I think it's naturally better than a gold bracelet, so not too bad. And looks like Matoya had a ruby.
Yeah, ruby, not a ruse item. That's kind of a shame. I was really hoping it was a ruse item because ruse items in this they're invaluable.
DVS settling in here on these sea trolls. I've been keeping an eye out on some of the other streams as well. I have not seen a better grind area for any of our runners yet. So yeah, we might just be sea trolling it up tonight.
I don't hate it. I mean, I would. For some reason, I was thinking there was some frost dragon somewhere, but that might just have been in a box.
There was Frost Dragon on the Red Dragon tile in Volcano. Which isn't a bad idea, but I think they're often just coming in a pack of one. Which means you're not going to get a lot of good XP.
Yeah, that's not so grand. At least the sea trolls, I've seen some of them come in a pack of one, but most of them are coming in 2 or 3, so that's a bit better, I think.
I think he's just specifically looking for a couple charges here on this white mage before he heads into Temple of Fiends anyway. So I think he's gonna, do his final preparations, just head on in at about the 40-minute mark, which is blazingly fast.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Especially since this is a short Topher.
And then realizing, I could probably go grab a couple more spells.
I think he's gonna pick up fast on that knight because it has the ninja spells. It's a nice little safety right here. It could be invaluable if that black mage gets punched down.
And Cure 4.
Also good.
Yeah.
Because the knight can get ninja spells, but it's also knight has access to the white magic too.
Or he's just not going to pick up fast and just keep on going. That's fine.
I think he might already have fast.
I didn't see it on the knight, but maybe he did have it already.
Oh.
Well, one of the best ways to go fast is to avoid fast.
This is true.
Especially in this case. And we're back in the past at 40 minutes, 21 seconds. Of all the people I'm keeping an eye on, Devious is the first one in Topher, as far as I know.
Yep, I can concur with that as well.
And here is the second Warmech for that Masa.
Okay, well, there's your second Masa right there. It looks like DVS is going to go for it.
Absolutely.
I do not hate this play. If you can do it, it's good XP, and it's a Masa.
Yep, he's going to get some sabers in, some fast, some tempers, and he's going to give this Warmech 4 again, and this will be the rest of his levels he needs.
And it looks like Shum has picked up the 4th party member and now has 2 ninjas. Which is good because they found so many katanas.
Yes. And, yeah, Devious has already been able to take out Warmech once before. So he knows he can get through this fight. And he's stronger from the last time he fought Warmech. So this is practically a guaranteed Masa. Not only that, but he does have exits, so as long as our white mage is up, we can, or I think our knight might also have a chance for exit too. But nope, it was level 6. So as long as we can get out of here, if we're too low, we can save, pick everybody back up, and crush the rest of the seed.
Yep. I do not hate this play at all. And getting some lucky turn order out with that Cure 4 too.
And down goes Warmech with no casualties. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Masamune And you equip it right there, immediately exit out, drop a house, and go back in.
That's what we call a veteran move right there.
Yep, that is a beautiful sight to see. Pulls out the harpsichord and starts the refights. Starting off with the Kid Gonzo, busting out with a nuclear in turn 1. That's kind of a painful thing to see.
Only about 400 damage on that swing. You'd like to see a little bit more.
But a couple hits, a couple turns later, gone. Easy peasy.
It was in the speed bump slot, anywho, so, you know. All right, pulling up to Carbuncle. Carbuncle has no weaknesses, just as a point of note.
Ah, so that's very good to know. But I mean, we're also swinging the Masa, so we're
Ooh, that was
Going
a
for straight
big,
damage.
big nuke roll and a reset from DVS right there. He's gonna have to go
Wow.
get Carbuncle down before she gets him down now.
Wow, that was yeesh. So far, this seems to be a very radioactive Topher.
Yes, the walls are absolutely lined with all the microwaves thrown away. Should Bobby finding an opal Cheerio there?
That would be the incentive item from Sky. That's not a bad find.
Not at all. And that Bane something or other from before, it's a Bane bonk.
I would prefer to Saber Bonk, but hey, Saber Hammer already. All right, Devious back up to that Carbuncle again. Let's see how it goes. Lit 3 to start. Fast going off. Cure 4 going to try and keep that White Mage healthy, because got to do it.
Oh,
Nuke.
there goes Nuke.
Oh, down goes the White Mage.
Another big roll there on that nuke.
Tempers and swings. We saw a good hit out of that one. And down goes the other Mage. Egads.
Well, we did get our fast and a couple tempers off, but unfortunately, that's all we got.
All right, and we got Shoom Bobby coming up on his Warmech on the bridge. Looks like going for some Fog 2 strats. I don't know if he's got Invis 2 or anything. I don't think he does.
One saber out of Devious's hammer has pumped him up to over 300 damage.
Yeah, well, Shiva retorts with a tornado and then a couple of ice 3s. She's not kidding around right now.
Oof.
Oh, but he gets through. That was close.
That was a very close one. And it looks like Shoom Bobby is trying to keep that low-level ninja alive, which makes a lot of sense, because, you know, because that first one's a knight, not a ninja.
So that is something interesting. Our nuns and deads are not getting XP, so that means anything we pick up later on, they're starting fresh.
Okay, and Salamander started off with a Cure 4, so it's good to see that thing out of the pool right now.
Seeing that early is a good thing. Now you just got to do enough damage to take it down before it comes back around.
Looking at the damage he's doing, that was a 4-hit 429 right there. I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem. 4-hit 70-76. Whew, it's getting kind of tight. Let's see.
We're definitely getting into clench mode, that's for sure.
Yep, and down goes that Salamander, and here we come into Chaos. Don't forget to heal. Thank you.
He's got it. He's got it. He's okay.
Do what? Press A again? Okay.
Oh, well, thank you for pointing that out, Adam Roop. There is a second possible Cure 4 with this flag set, too.
All right, now let's see. Can we get through Chaos? That fast on that night, he managed to pick that up under our noses.
Yeah, it's a shame that he doesn't have anything to get some evasion stacks up, because he's just going to have to hope and go fast.
But we have a very spell-happy Chaos. Evasion won't be helpful here. Oh, there's a nuclear.
There's a nuclear.
Oh, boy. Well,
That came out pretty quick.
Timely Cure 4, followed by a swirl.
Whew. Good thing you got turn order there. And another ice 3. Fire 2. Yeah, this Chaos does not seem to actually be punching too much. I'm kind of surprised because it started off by bodying that knight for half his hit points.
Oh, slow too.
Oh, and a saber. So if that Chaos swings again, it's going to hurt.
Oh.
There's the
Cure
second Cure
4.
4.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Oh boy. And the scaling on these bosses is kind of high.
Yeah, I think we have 150% to 250% clamped, so this Chaos is going to be in the chonky range.
Ooh, at this point, there goes the other nuclear. Down to 10. I don't think we're going to survive.
Yeah, and I just checked it out. It's 150 to 350 for hit points.
Oof, yuck.
We need our mages to stay alive to help throw that temper out, keep our knight healthy. Our speed bump has nuclear. I missed that before.
Oh yeah, yep. Technozo has gone turn 1 nuclear every time that we have seen him, or Knazo 2 at least. And we see Sonirath going on that war mech on the bridge and dropping it now, and all the XP going right to that ninja.
You got Shumbabi back in the Sea Shrine, going to head down and take out his Water Fiend and try to light his 4th orb.
I mean, Shubabi, if I were Shubabi, I might consider going and grabbing that Masa box.
Ooh, and Professor Renderer taking the greed checks and finding another ribbon in Marsh locked.
Yep, there it is. Shubabi going for that Masa. Professor Renderer grabbing that ribbon is great. Grabbing the Oxtail, awesome. Now to get out of here with our lives.
Not too hard to get out of here when there's no encounters. Oh man, and oh my goodness. And Shiva, aka Kraken 2's replacement, doing Kraken 2 things and killing the mages first. So once again, it's down to just that knight going man mode.
You got to wonder if he's going to try to grab a few more levels here if he doesn't make it through on this dive. He's made it through the Chaos once. He can do it again, but this is a bit of a tall ask with all the HP on these fiends.
Yeah.
I mean, turning around and walking back out, you would have to fight the fiends again, but they're going to get easier on your way out, so it is potentially an idea. That is, if there's even a way to walk out, because I don't think our knight has exit.
Nope, knight does not have exit, and we didn't see warp, or at least I didn't see it.
If we had it, it's definitely not on our knight.
All right, and Sonirath at the 50-minute, 38-second mark into Topher.
Sony a little bit lower on levels right here on the damage dealer, but the two mages have a little bit over 350 each, I think. So we'll see how he does with a little bit more HP.
So it looks like Shubabi was able to pull his Masa. So that's going to be huge for getting through this Shiva fight coming up.
Yeah, having that knight actually be able to swing, something better than a knife, not a bad thing. And Devious, once again, through the Salamander 2, pulling up to Chaos again.
So a quick thing, I'm watching on Darkman's screen, he is walking through lava, trying to kill off his characters. He must have found a grind somewhere, and he's getting ready to go to it.
If he's down near the Agama, or down on the Agama floor, he could be looking to take on those zombies.
Possibly, except he's not. He's on the first floor.
Which is no
why
idea.
I wanted to mention it, because that was the most bizarre tactic I've ever seen.
All right, and it looks like Devious is going on the defensive and on the Saber side, just keeping his knight alive and sabering until that Cure 4 comes out.
It's a bit of a better strategy this time around. He knows it's there. If he can get enough sabers out and enough of these fasts out. That was a big swing, 1,600 damage. Here we go.
Yeah, I think that was probably a first test swing and second swing, and whew, doing some damage.
We're doing good damage now. We can keep up now.
No, this is a very chunky chaos.
And
Oh,
he is
wow.
surgical.
Wow.
That punch came at the exact right moment to end Devious's third attempt.
and it looks like Sonny Wrath has just taken down Carbuncle too. And actually picked up Life 2. Looks like Life 2 was hiding at level 8.
That's, you know what? That's not a horrible thing. In fact, if as long as we can keep our white mage alive, we can pick everybody up.
Yep. It looks like that white mage has a decent amount of hit points as well, so it's probably mid-30s. And there goes the nuclear carbuncle, dropping Devious's white mage again. And Sonny has dropped Shiva too, and on his way through, and Devious has gone like, nope, I'm out, I'm gonna try this again. Looks like Sonny Wrath making his way through Salamander right now. Devious has pulled up to Carbuncle again, and must be fairly on because, oh my goodness, because all his mages are actually still alive.
We did not see that crack the first couple times that DVS went through here.
Yeah. Looks like everybody's still alive though, which is kind of a good thing. And never mind. All right, well, the White Wizard at least got through, so we'll see how this goes. Sonny is pulling up to Chaos now.
So Shubabi had avoided Ice Cave until the last moment, it seems. Finally has his loot, and now he's gonna go into Tover. Oh, that's a Chaos on Sonny's screen. I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah, and Sonny is dropping some Invis 2s. Looks like he's trying to keep that ninja alive, and actually doing all right so far. Dropping some nukes, dropping some. I didn't see if he actually dropped any locks or not, but still, that Cure 4 on that ninja just to keep him going, not a bad idea.
Given that DVS was hitting Chaos for multiple times, I don't think this Chaos is too invasive.
True point, true point.
I would be throwing the sabers out. Yep.
I think this Chaos has somewhere north of almost about 5,000 HP, though, so he's pretty thick.
Yeah, this Chaos is a chonky boy. Or being of undetermined gender and madness. Your mileage may vary. Oh, nuclear coming out, dropping the rest of the mages, but I think Sonny is doing.
Why did you say that?
Girl.
That's what I said. I thought, and I was wrong.
Well, thinking's dangerous.
I didn't say anything else beyond I think, and that's it. That's totally it. I take no blame for that one. La 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 la.
So, along with commentators' curse, we also have commentators' denial.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't blame anything.
And the cows are lying.
Yes, they are.
So Devious is back down to man mode strats again.
Oh man, well, I mean, he did pretty good last time, so maybe he's just hoping it'll come through again. And Sonny Roth is on that Carbuncle, who has dropped some major damage and wrecked his team, but his white mage is still alive, so it's going to be undone real quick.
That's all we need. All right, here we go. Round 4, 5.
4, I believe, against Chaos in itself. Jeez, beasties, that Chaos is just so skill happy. I mean, started off with that swirl, then immediately into the nuclear, into a punch for a dropping that knight down to 100 and something hit points. Ye goods.
But hey, we got 2 sabers out. 3 sabers. I think that's our almost limit. 4 sabers.
I think he's got it this time.
5 sabers. It's
Ooh, slow 2
6.
misses.
We are topped off on our 7 sabers.
I think he's sabering until the Cure 4 comes out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's, you mentioned that before, and that's a great idea. Chaos just saber. And at this point, it's like, you know what? I may as well start hitting.
See if he can get enough lucky strikes in before. Oh, wow, 2283 out of that hit. Oh, yeah.
That was several crits.
All right, there's the Cure 4.
All right. Cry Havoc and let slip the Dogs of War, because it's coming out now. We had 1772 there. We've got 12 hits, 1882. 12 hits, 1861. Chaos still alive, retorts with a nice 2, doing tickle damage. 2 hits to that knight, taking a bit of damage. 12 hits for 2400 damage. Down goes Chaos. Get your GGs out for Devious RNG.
So off screen, we have Gregory Puff finishing at 52 minutes and 42 seconds. Devious taking second place, 58 minutes, 50 seconds. Followed by Lord Fizzlebeef, who came in an hour and 11. And Cheesinator came in 22 seconds or 21 seconds later at 1 hour and 32 seconds. Wow. And we are joined by Devious. GG's.
Hey, thanks, guys. GG's.
So,
What is this here about? I hear about commentator cursing.
oh no, it wasn't anything to you. It was on Sonny.
Oh, okay. Well, So when I did that first dive, I found out that beating Chaos was going to be a matter of luck, and I instantly knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, we saw that Cure 4 come out after you'd been doing the damage, and it was just, it was like we all 3 in the booth just groaned at that point.
Yeah, I think it was because the max that Chaos can roll here is 7,000, and it was pretty darn close to that. So having the Cure 4 go off like right before what probably would have been the final hit, and then the next time I think I got bad turn order and got wiped. Just kind of like those tiny little things where it was like one more turn, but that's the game. I decided to go with fighter strats and dedicated that pretty early, and yeah, I mean I took a risk because you gotta at least try. And when I found out that it was literally going to be a game of luck, there was no reason to go try to grind up some more, find anything else. It was basically keep trying until the luck's on my side.
So we saw you swinging that knife around for the longest time.
Saber +2.
That's a very solid point. But seeing that Masa in a box when you went into Topher, what was your what did you think when you saw that?
Well, I mean, it's a required endgame item. So the flags have it set for required war mech guarding a Masa in Topher. So I knew from the very beginning that that Masa was a win condition. So that's why I bought Exit on that white mage, and that's why I grounded up to level 16, was specifically so that I could dive down, defeat the war mech, pick up the Masa, and then bump out.
That does make a lot of sense. That's something that I myself have done quite a bit with the practice seeds, just because it's so much easier knowing that you can actually, have a moss going in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I mean, I did a brand new strat for myself in terms of what boxes I opened when, and getting all of that extra armor was definitely helpful. I don't think I would have had a chance without that. I probably would have had to go back to what did I grind? I think that tile and ice. I don't remember what it was.
Guards.
It was what?
Guards.
Ah, right, guards. Okay. Yeah, it's all a blur now, but yeah, I mean, it was one of those seeds. But yeah, definitely GG's to Greg. It kind of sucks to spend, what was it, like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Diving
about 20
Topher?
minutes. You went in at 39 minutes, and you were ready to go in at like 30-ish minutes. So you spent a bit of time gearing up and getting yourself ready, which ultimately did absolutely work. I mean, you didn't come in that far behind Grigglypuff, but that was a slog right at the end, and it good on you for fighting through it. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, I'm feeling for Sonny right now. I see him diving in. I haven't been tracking exactly what he's doing, but I resonate.
Yeah.
So,
He at least managed to pick up life on his white mage and get the white mage to survive through those first couple of fiendry fights, because everything was nuclear.
Yeah. I think having the early nuke and nuclear, and then Shiva just hit like a truck. Kind of like all of those pieces combined, really made it unlikely for me to have a 2-man going in. So when my last and I wanted to preserve Cure Force. So having the potential for that white mage to come in the last time was huge. But there was also the fact that you you bounce out so many times in a race like this, it starts to mess with your head a bit. And I was just kind of ready for it all to be done and just hoping that it finally went okay. But yeah, fortunately, second place, I'll take it. I felt amazing when I landed in front of Topher. The grind I chose to get exit was garbage, but I knew I needed to do something. So I am totally happy with what happened. Wish it was a number 1, but I'm totally happy with the performance today.
Garbage or not, it worked. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And quick shout out to Shoom, because his bucket system for timing these is actually working out pretty cool. That's the end of bucket number. Yeah, sorry, I'm just shouting out, Shoom. Good thinking, man, on the bucket system. So
yeah, speaking of the bucket system, I just checked. I think that puts you at the top of 2.
Yeah. Fizzle, Cheese, and I are all in 2, and Greg is in 1. So I think Cake and Break gets 10. I think it's us, the faculty. Fizzle's Trash Island, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Cheese is Cheese
Yes.
Fries, so we'd all have 8. So okay, good start. And hopefully the rest of the faculty will do at least as well next week, or for the rest of the week.
I was going to say next week.
Whatever.
No, you guys can just take the rest of the week off. That's fine.
Yeah.
that's
DBS did so great today. Nobody else has to run this week.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the gosh, I can't wait till Deep Dungeon though in week 3. Floaterless Classic is next week, and then Deep Dungeon week 3 is gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to train for that. So, all right, I'll let you guys go back to calling or asking questions because I know that there are other runners than myself. But thank you to all you guys for watching and commentating.
Well, thanks for putting on a good run and for doing some things that I may or may not have socked away for my own later use.
Yeah, well, you get to see. We are the faculty for a reason. So.
And we just got learned.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like stick around a little bit, but just kind of let you guys talk, commentate, and catch our other runners who are coming in.
All right, cool. And it looks like on stream we've got Professor Renderer who picked up that red mage and is now just taking out some single Gurmaduces that he found in Marshlocked, trying to get some levels on it. And we have Shumbabi pulling up to Salamander and Sonny Wrath coming up to Chaos again. Let's see how things go this time. Starting off the wall on the White Mage, trying to keep that thing alive. And fast on the Ninja. Blaze coming out. Doing, it looks like, double-digit damage. Didn't do anything too major. But we got all the Sabers coming out. We got another wall coming on the Black Mage. And it's temper time. Looks like we've got some cures coming out, and that Black Mage has been turned into a pile of paste by Chaos.
Now, the big difference here is Sonny has multiple party members up, so provided we can keep them standing, we'll have other targets for Chaos to swing at when he finally decides to start swinging.
Yeah, and it looks like we saw 10 hits for 800-something damage. It's not bad, but with the thickness of this Chaos and the fact that Cure 4 is going to come out here soon, might need to be a bit more than that.
Yeah, we definitely need to throw a lot more Sabers out. It's this Chaos almost requires Saber.
Almost.
Okay, absolutely definitely requires Saber and Wall, as well as a Ribbon.
All right, Nuclear coming out, taking that White Mage down to low hundreds, but okay.
That's reset.
Yeah, lost that Ninja, and that was it. Because that White Wizard, whilst it's swinging a Masa, it hit once for 1 damage.
All right, we got Shumbabi hitting Chaos.
All right, Shumbabi's got the Ninja going, Saber, and the Knight and White Mage trying to keep that Ninja alive.
Now, Shumbabi does have a Masamune, but if he has a Ninja, he's not using the Katana +3.
Yeah, I think the Masa probably is going to be sitting on the Knight, and if he picked up the second Masa, maybe on the White Mage, I don't know.
Unfortunately, it's hard to tell who's who from here.
Top one is the Knight, middle one is a pile of paste that was once a White Wizard, the Ninja is the third one, and, well, the crumpled up pile of clothing on the bottom is the Black Mage.
Well, that one makes sense. Alright, so it looks like we're down to heal pot strats.
Oh, 10 hits for 1,700 points of damage, though. Not too shabby there. I'm not sure how far they are in the spell list, though. 10 hits, 1175, slow 2 coming out, landing on no one because it was ineffective. Swing 10 hits, 694, down Chaos goes. Get your GGs out in chat for Shumbabi, finishing up at 5th place at 110.58, and I have heard a
Loop.
There we are. I heard the Discord noise, which means we're joined at the booth by Shumbabi. So Shum, congratulations.
Thank
GG's,
you,
buddy.
GG. Good game, Devious. I see that you've been on a uplink screen for quite some time.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm chilling. I sent you some love earlier. Not sure if you heard, but I was remarking on how well your bins are working today. So I had to share some love.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. So GG's, man. I wasn't able to pay attention to your dive as much because I'm fried, but that was one
was a heck of a
Garbage Topher with a garbage with a garbage seed.
I was actually talking to my team. I enjoyed this seed. I think I did well for the most part up until I didn't.
It's,
Sounds about right.
yeah, that's kind of how these things have gone.
Yeah, it was like I could deal, you could deal with starting with the 2 mages. You can deal with like, oh, it's an early fighter. Then you realize like thief weapons also includes post promotion Vorpal, Excal, and defense, which I was unaware of. And then just nuclear Cure 4, man. Anywho, yes. GG Shum, I'll let you talk. Have your time.
Appreciate it. I just don't have much to say. I think the seed kind of spoke for itself, honestly.
Yeah, it was. There were some pretty brutal parts of it. We saw you run into that Masamune in Sea Shrine unknowingly.
I welcomed that. I considered for like a 1/10 of a second resetting out of there, and I was like, no, this is free XP, and I have a weapon for the fighter. Didn't expect Warmech to have like 3k health though.
Yeah, boss scaling on this flag is, or hit points is 150 to 350. So bosses are going to be a bit on the thick side.
Speaking of the thick side, when you did you consider going into Topher to get your your Masamune later, or did you figure you needed that earlier to get through Shiba?
I was picking up the second one just for the levels, honestly. It gave my white wizard something to do on the Lich refight, and I figured it would expedite subsequent dives. So it was just, what was it, maybe a 1 minute detour.
That's.
I mean, it definitely was a good play. I mean, I didn't think about the levels until you mentioned it.
Hey, and we have our third on-screen finisher, Sonny Wrath, finishing up at processing. Please wait. 1:14:30 according to racetime.gg. So get your GGs out in chat for him as well.
So to bring everybody back up to date on where everyone landed, Shimbabi finished at 1 hour 10 minutes 58 seconds, starting the third bucket. Dark Moon EX finished at 1 hour 13 minutes and 10 seconds, which also brings him into the third bucket. Sonny finished at 1 hour 14 minutes 30 seconds, starting bucket 5. Iker finishing in 1 hour 16 minutes 59 seconds, also in 5.
I believe that Sonny actually winds up in 3 with us. Had 4 minutes to finish from the time that I set.
Ah, yes, 4 minutes from 10:58 would be 14:58. So Sonny is also in that higher bucket, which means my math is all wrong. So Metagloria finished at 1 hour 22 minutes and 19 seconds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people still running.
Nightmare, don't you know better than to do math on Twitch?
Nope, which is why I did it anyway.
And with that voice, we are joined in the chat here by Sonny Wrath. GG, Sonny, how's it going, bud?
Topher. That's how it's going.
Yeah, Topher did Topher thanks to everybody. It was not kind.
I lost count of my bounces, but I think it was 9 bounces, and that was the 10th dive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I lost count of how many various dives each one if you had, just because y'all 3 were in at Topher in the same time. So it was like, okay, trying to keep an eye on things was not something that was in my within my brain power to do right now.
Yeah, 4 people in Topher requires a lot of brain power.
Well, 3 people in Topher. Professor Renderer is still going to light up his 4th orb, but we'll be going to Topher soon.
Yeah, still a lot of brain power regardless.
Yeah, especially trying to count on them. But yeah, no, overall, this was y'all did some really good stuff during the rest of the seed. And Sonny, I think you were one of the few people who did, or I'm trying to remember if you did or didn't go up to hit up that Cardia
Masamune?
incentive. No, Cardia incentive
Oh.
right out the
I-
gate.
I did hit the Cardia incentive right out the gate.
Yeah, I was because I was trying to remember who all did it, and I know that one of you three did not go do that.
Yeah, I went and did it, and then went to clear out the rest of the incentives. Completely forgot March and Lock Marsh were incentivized, and kind of kicked myself a little bit for that one, but you know, what you gonna do?
Yeah, but you know, overall, this has been a very entertaining race, and I just want to thank y'all for putting on a good show and letting us restream you because y'all volunteered to do this, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you doing the work as well as Marcus, Jay Chadell, Luffy, everybody, even those racing.
It's definitely been a great time watching, full of highs, lows, and utter chaos, which is what we strive for here.
Something like that.
I think the math on stream has given me a bit of a stroke. Nope. Someone is burning toast downstairs. Never mind.
That would do it then. So, Shum, Sonny, Devious, any particular things that you wanted to talk about with respect to these flags overall?
I mean, I know, being a member of the planning committee, I know what went into crafting them and the thought process and justifications for it, and so I think it hit the nail on the head. The scaling, little rough for my liking, but I mean, clearly doable, right? Like, got 3 on stream already doing it. It's just I really enjoyed the puzzle solving aspect of this. Starting with 2 mages, one with nuke is kind of nice. It allows you to just sort of explode the puzzle right away. But the rest of it and really figuring out where to go, and I mean, I made a huge mistake in the middle there by not turning in the slab because I like knew I wasn't going to Lefane until I knew I had to go to Lefane to check out the character I could pick up, and like that kind of planning ahead is really something that I value in flags, and I think that this particular flag set really emphasized how much you need to plan your next move while you're, or 5 moves down the line while you're doing the one that you're on.
Yeah, I can agree with you on this flag set just being a giant game of chess. It really is a massive one. And like in my experience with it, when I started practicing these flags, I literally had melee, 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 melee every single roll. So I got into the mindset of this flag set is garbage. But it obviously isn't. I just kept getting really bad rolls. My luck has been absolutely poor as of late. But this seed in and of itself was like, no, I'm gonna show you the good side of these flags until Topher. And it completely changed my outlook on the flag set. It's a very, very good flag set. Very, very much a puzzle that you have to piece together and be 5 moves ahead, like Shum said. And I didn't enjoy it at first, but I thoroughly enjoy it now.
Yeah, I think this kind of reminded me, like the black belt's been a huge part of the meta. So having our first seed be one without a black belt and also requiring a lot of forethought in terms of spells that you need, strategy for, which characters have what, how far do you grind them, what does your equipment look like. It brought me back to like even like being able to dive a relatively lower level Topher and relying on item magic as well as promotion magic plus a couple tough bosses really emphasize the strategy part of this flag set. I really like that we got the early bonk. That definitely changes the game, because when we got that early bonk, that instantly made the fighter thief lead viable. And so like right at the beginning it was, okay, I can win this without a black belt, and like being able to balance that and move through thinking through a fighter lead just felt really, really good. So yeah, it's tough end, but yeah, a really nice flag set to just kind of go back to the meta. Oh, there's the X-Cal. We were talking about where that was.
Oh, yeah. I found it and was instantly disappointed because I knew that the knight wasn't going to be able to wear it.
Yeah. Well, some of us learned today that the
That bonuses carry
malice,
through.
yeah, the malice applies to the knight as well. So that wasn't very fun.
I think Professor Renderer is about to learn this right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
And
Why is this fucking- Sorry about that. The
God,
timing was too good.
I did the exact same thing. I tried to equip so many weapons.
yeah,
Oh man.
I'm actually glad that he did the select check on it, because I wanted to see how it would look if it didn't have any classes available at all. I was like, will it say none, or will it just have a blank screen?
Right, and that actually just alerted me to the fact that I could have done a select check on it to see if there was a class that I could recruit that could use the X-Cal. Because the defense sword does show the Ninja Red Wizard, but not the Knight. So I figure maybe it does take the bonuses and malices into account on that.
Yep. It's something that I'm really glad the devs have, had the foresight and forethought to do.
So this grind on the mages, not great.
Though, I mean, honestly, it's 10k div 4 ways for 3 of them. I mean, it's not bad for a quick little party grind. And we know he's got a good amount of levels on things. Like that Red Wizard he picked up just hit level 17 from this.
Keeping up with some housekeeping, we had Metagloria finish off screen in 9th place at the time of 122.19.
And coming in at 10th place, Dusk Bloom with 1 hour 34 minutes and 2 seconds. And I'm not going to try math again. I've learned my lesson.
Don't worry. Icar and Metagloria set in bin 4, and Dusk Plume sets the threshold for bin 5 with, I believe, 16 minutes for next runners to place into it.
Speaking of which, that next runner is Zero Cool with 1 hour 35 minutes 53 seconds, leaving us with 2 more runners off screen. Or 1 runner off screen. Again, that whole curse about doing math on stream has really hit.
Counting the 2 is difficult sometimes.
Today, I just cannot brain.
That depends upon how you're counting it.
Oh, yes, and Shumbabi, I just also want to say, because Devious mentioned this before you came in, but I did not know that you were the one who was responsible for the bin system. Thank you for that. That's a really innovative system.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, and I hope it works out in the way that I had planned it to. I think, based on the results tonight, if the rest of the week goes according to plan, then I'll have a little bit more confirmation on this. But it seems to really be grouping people of similar times and making it so that people placing just out of it are going to have a chance to maintain a presence throughout the tournament. I don't want anybody feeling like, for example, oh, I just finished in 11th place. I'm already out for the rest of the week, or I'm already out for the rest of the tournament because I'm never coming back. And the Mario Kart style systems tend to push points to extremes. And at this point, Zero Cool and his team are only 4 points behind the lead. So it's really an attainable goal still to push forward throughout the rest of the weeks in the tournament.
I think it's definitely going to keep things exciting. We're going to be able to, as the races play out through these upcoming weeks, it's definitely going to make those results more exciting when everyone finishes and seeing where everyone falls. That's going to keep everyone hyped.
So it looks like Professor Renner are going to jump back on these mages and get some more levels. He just needs to finish off, no big deal. Got to go through Warmac, got to go through the alternate fiend for Tiamat, and then a Temple of Fiends that's a little, less than squishy at the end here with some tough fiends. But, we're going to see how he's going to finish up here. We're rooting for him. Probably go another, what do you think, another 4 or 5 levels on his party right here before he heads on out?
I'd be surprised if he heads out before that red mage is level 24.
Yeah, having that red mage up there in the levels would definitely help out a lot, especially because getting another Cure Forecaster that can survive all the nuclears that Professor Render has no idea is coming, but will absolutely feel the presence once they step into Tover. That's going to be vital, and I think that will allow them to easily get through up to Chaos, at least. Getting through Chaos, it's a little shaky. Yes, I think our the bot's not working properly tonight.
Yeah, I think Danny mentioned that. I just forgot.
It's I wanted to mention it earlier. I did. The math on stream thing has apparently gone back into the past and ruined that too.
It's my first day.
So I'm thinking the Sea Trolls might be a slightly better fight here, but then again, that War Mech, knowing that there's a War Mech on the bridge, I would probably try to go take out War Mech because I think my Knight can weather him enough to take him down. And then I already forgot about this, but the War Mech in Topher at the Masa box, I absolutely would take that one too. So
I would be surprised if Professor Render doesn't drop that War Mech in Topher. I mean, we saw that he, I think the reason he's grinding so much at this point is due to the fact that his party got wiped out by that War Mech on the bridge.
True. Another thing with this bucket system is you're still going to get points for finishing, and making sure you finish is going to be important.
Yeah, to finish, even finishing, a very long time beyond the first person is still worth more than not finishing.
All right, everybody. Wish me luck. I'm about to do more math.
Oh no.
Math is hard. Let's go shopping.
I'm not going to do it out loud, though. I'm going to do it in my head and recalculate it, and then I will share my results. Okay, I think that we are past the. I think we're in the 5th bucket now, and I think we'll be there for. Nope, I already blew it.
Numbers are hard, yo.
Yeah, it is.
So was the bottle in C?
The bottle was. Yes, it was in. The bottle was in C in the mermaid room, in the incentive box.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And it turned into another colored T-shirt that was not really helpful.
Yeah, another holy T-shirt like the one you guys got at the start.
Just the opposite version.
Yeah, those T-shirts were they were
Less
good for
than
money.
ideal. Yeah, that's yeah. That was,
that's about all I got. Is they were good for money.
I think that was pretty much our assessment on or up in the booth as well. Was like, well, those are vendor trash.
So, Professor Renderer is looking through boxes here, and the only thing I can imagine he's looking for is another ribbon.
Maybe he has found at least, or he's got at least the second ribbon. I don't remember if he picked up the one from the prince or not. It looks like he probably has, though, as he does have the herb. And then there was at least the one in Marsh Locked number 2 that he found.
And we know that the bottom right room here is where our incentive item is.
Yeah, the Opal Cheerio.
Yeah. So because he hasn't found that yet, I think that's what he's looking for. Again, hoping maybe it's a ribbon. The Opal Cheerio, though, not a bad idea. Weird pathing going through here, though. Unless he already touched these boxes before and wiped out of them, so he knows what's in that box and is avoiding it? At this point, though, he's probably resigned himself to. Yeah, he's going to avoid the Opal Cheerio.
He may already have it, and I'm not 100% sure.
But yeah, at this point, everybody else that finishes will be in 6th bucket, and no time changing after that. Like the 6th is the last one, so once you reach that 6th bucket, you may as well go for a strong finish, which again is a solid plan.
When confronted with an extremely strong villain, power overwhelming, perfectly cromulent strategy.
So you're saying to turn into a Protoss Archon?
I'm not saying not to do so.
But we are saying there is no cow level.
Oh.
Oh.
Moo. Do a victory lap and refight the fiends. Not just the 4 fiends you fought before, but the other side too. So make it a 3 times fighting of the fiends.
At that point, you're just showing dominance over the seed. I'd be for it.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, we're probably gonna just be colossal tanks.
Yeah, I saw that Renderer's Knight was at level 32. I didn't see what level the Red Wizard was at, but suffice to say, probably mid-20s at least.
I think he's going to have a little bit of an easier time going through Warmech this time. We'll see.
Yeah, methinks as well. Looks like he picked up that Red Wizard or Red Mage just for another Nuke and Sabercaster. And have somebody swing the Vorpal. Just going to turn this Warmech into a giant radioactive pile of slag eventually. All the nukes that are being tossed at it.
Yeah, looks like we're going just full on nuke strats and invis here on this Warmech. So he'll punch through eventually. I don't think Warmech's got enough HP to eat a bunch. 22 charges of nuke, we'll see.
Something absurd like that, yeah. Enough nuke that its ruins are going to have to be buried underneath Yucca Mountain. If you listen closely, you can hear the crickets after that joke.
Sorry, I'm attempting math again. I just don't learn.
I told you, man, math is hard. Let's go shopping. But we are seeing a whole bunch of nukes. Got some locks coming out. I'm not sure who's going to be swinging here. Slapping at it with a white mage.
Intimidation right there.
Exactly. This is just showing Warmech, I am dominating over you. Your power is nothing to me. Oh, looks like that nuke coming out. That Warmech going, hey, you tossed a bunch of these at me. I'm going to do something and return it to you now. And going for a cheeky brack as well.
I mean, yeah, it's a good way to assert dominance. Didn't work, but why not?
You never know unless you try.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if Renderer has the Saber Hammer.
Given that it came from the king, I would expect that he does. Now, whether he has it or held by that knight or not, that's a different story. He may have transferred that over to the Red Wizard when he gave the Red Wizard the Vorpal.
But now Temper starts coming out. See, that's a solid plan. If I start hitting for less than 100 on Warmech, I'm not feeling good. I feel like I need to find something a lot stronger.
Yeah, there needs to make hits better for things, or needs to be things to make hits better.
There needs to be hits better for things.
Yes, things hit better now. But Professor Render doing the heads up play and busting that knight out of the stun with the Cure 4. It's a good plan.
Another interesting tidbit is I don't know if it's on these flags, but we do have in the randomizer Lamp doing anti-stun work along with a mute.
Yeah, that is the improved white magic, yeah, I think it's improved white magic flag. Let's see if that thing's on. It is not.
Ah.
So,
I think I managed to use that once during my time with the co-op flag that had it, and that was it. And I
ooh,
kind of liked it. Uh-oh.
and looping through the spell list again, Chaos Warmech hit that nuke again.
Big crit through max evade there as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, down it goes,
Ooh.
though. Walk
Ooh,
out,
that was close.
walk out, save those levels.
And we can make it because we don't have to worry about encounters.
Thankfully on that.
Well, except for that cube tile. Let's hope that we get through there.
Oh my.
I hope he heals before he walks over that.
I don't remember what the cube tile was, though.
I believe it was Gators.
It was Gators.
Yeah, it's 6-pack of
was-
Gators, yeah.
That can be ugly, then.
Yeah.
They can hit a little on the hard side, yeah. I really hope he heals before he goes out.
Please, Renderer, please. Alright, so 17-3. Come on. No, he didn't. Oh, thank God.
Oh wow, okay. Now he's gonna heal. Yeah, you madman. Oh, he's only down to like 10 heal pots. Okay, that makes sense. But whew, Renderer, you mad lad, you.
Okay, and my heart. Oh boy.
Yeah, yours and mine both.
All right, and we're back on the overworld.
All right, good. Go find a place to make lives happen.
Please don't go to Crescent. Okay.
Looks like okay, good. Head into a corner area. Good.
So comms team, I'm sorry to interrupt here, but I actually have to get off now. So I just wanted to thank you all for running comms tonight and restreaming, tracking all that other wonderful stuff, and thank everybody for showing up for the first race of Fall League.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for hanging out in the booth with us, and thanks for the work you've done on the or as part of your work on the committee.
Yeah, GG's partner. We'll see you later.
GG Shum, and thank you for helping craft a very, very fun set of flags that just gave me absolute hell the first time around.
I will let Dark Moon take credit on these.
Okay.
But
Dark
yeah.
Moon knows I'll yell at him later.
Quote
thank you
unquote
all,
credit.
and have a good night.
Thanks,
Take it
Jim.
easy, Shum.
Credit, blame, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. All right. So with the difficulty that there was in that Warmech fight, I have to wonder if Render is going to actually take the other Warmech fight in Toph.
With the levels he gained on that night, he might be able to do it, but I gotta question the lack of use of that saber hammer. I feel like he had to have picked that up coming from the king.
There is a question in chat from Zero Cool about life ever being found. It's level 8.
Yeah, for both life and life 2.
Yup. I might have cried inside when I saw that.
That's the appropriate response, I think.
At the same time, most everybody did promote, so the only problem is getting the levels to be able to cast it. But I mean, it being at level 8 isn't the worst news. No, wait, it's exactly the worst possible news.
I mean, if it were level 8 in Lefane, then that'd be the worst news. But with it having been in Gaia, it really wasn't that bad.
Well, Life 1 was level 8 in Lefane.
In Lefane, which was the worst news.
Yep, just
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah, same with Warp. Warp was level 8 Lefane.
I mean, I'm glad I found exit then.
Yeah, no warp tricks in Ice Cave today. And Salamander fight looks like it's going fairly well so far. Just a whole bunch of nukes, kind of as expected, which, given that this is the Salamander 1 spot, that's going to take this thing down pretty well.
And we do have our Invis 2 cast, which, might be helpful. Kind of. Not for Topher. Like, everything in Topher just likes their food well done.
Yeah. Well done on the outside, ice cold in the middle, because a nuke never actually gets things done properly.
Correct. And if you do it too much, well, it tends to explode.
Yeah, congratulations, you're trying to eat molten food at that point.
Render, we're going to turn in the fillet to the Titan, another fun percent flag that our devs put in. We have multi-food for the Titan. You can get some health food, you can get some junk food, you can get some beverages. It's another little cool thing, wrinkle they put in.
I like the extra rocks. granites, amethysts.
Yes, yeah, some more stones, precious stones, normal stones. A lot of cool things there.
With the occasional jade.
I don't know. I like feeding him crayons and paste.
Okay. That does look pretty funny when he's like, yum, I love paste. So good, my favorite.
So
yes.
Render has found the Masamune. It's also seen steel armor +3. I don't know what his knight's currently wearing, but I don't think it's steel armor +3. Why would you drop the fog? Okay.
Because it's fog, really.
Yeah. At the same time, it could be useful. Again, it's not going to be too helpful since nobody's going to be punching.
Well, I wouldn't say nobody. Chaos did punch a couple of times. Didn't he, Sonny?
Only a few. Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice for a few 100 points of damage each time.
I mean, it was only like 208 to 232. It was only more than half my health.
Health. Who needs it?
Who needs that?
As long as you have 1 hit point left, you're still fine.
Only need one to win.
Yep. And it looks like Render's doing a bit better on this Warmech fight because he's got that red mage actually swinging, or that red wizard swinging the Vorpal.
I mean, all things considered, that's not a bad idea. I think the red wizard has saber as well, so saber Vorpal could work.
Yeah.
But this is also Warmech the second round for Render.
Yeah, Warmech Mark II.
Warmech 2.0.
But the
2.0
rewards,
of at least a possible 3.0.
yeah. The rewards, however, are pretty significant. I mean, we're going to get a moss out of this, so our knight actually has a weapon again. But the drawback is we're going to have to exit out of this and drop another house. The good news is short Topher, so we don't have a long way to walk.
Yeah. Long Topher and picking up the Masa to have to exit out, that you just hate to see because, oh, that walk back.
Even with no encounters, that walk back would have been a trail of tears.
Yep.
Throwing out lock 2s. Lock 2 is the poor man's fast. But we also could just use fast. It is what we would call faster.
Lock 2 just keeps them from, it keeps them from dodging as much. That's all.
Speaking of fast, we got our knight fasted.
Yeah, Knight's going to start trying to swing, do a little bit of something with that scimitar at least.
I mean, he was getting damage on those crits.
Yeah, I mean, the scimitar, yeah, it may be a thief weapon, but it's still got the Knight's strength behind it. And the Knights have pretty good strength.
I'm really starting to wonder, where's Render's saber hammer? Has he forgotten that he has it? Did he sell it?
Maybe it's in hammer space. I don't know.
Hammer space.
Well, regardless, we are through Warmech. We have a Masa in hand.
And everybody survived. Huzzah.
Saberhammer is on the Black Mage. I don't know why.
Thing.
I legit think he forgot that he picked it up. But we're going through Fiend Weir fights. And we all know that they are radioactive. But we got a lot of health on our team.
Yeah, that knight is he's pretty chonky himself. I mean, 818 right now.
And that was our speed bumps, ladies and gentlemen, and pals of the other varieties. We are now on to Carbuncle, who was a little bit tricky the first time around.
Yeah, nuclear on this dragon thing.
I mean, out of all the sprites, this probably is the closest looking to a Carbuncle we could get. Without, completely redrawing the sprite, but then other things would look like the Carbuncle, and that's way too much work at that point.
Yeah, I can understand that. Though I also do think it would be kind of funny if Carbuncle used the wolf sprite, because there's been so many times it's been shown as a dog-like thing in the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, dog, cat, weird little small body, big ears, and a tail.
And a gem in its forehead.
Yes. Well, we've lost our offensive mages.
Oof, and there comes that second nuke out of Carbuncle. But the swings just keep coming because, well, because that knight's not going down that easy.
And we do have a life too. So we can pick up our mages real fast. We didn't heal though.
And yeah, forgot to heal said chunky knight and white mage. Please make health happen.
No, we're gonna go cheeky Brack, some invis too.
We could hope the Brack would have landed.
That would have been brilliant.
It would have been the Hail Mary Brack.
Yep. Okay, good. Cure 4 coming out for the white mage. Let's hope turn order goes for the white mage as well.
We decided to throw a temper on. I don't think we have fasted our knight.
Knight fasted itself round 1.
Ah, awesome. All right, more temper. 82 damage out of that Vorpal.
Yeah, Vorpal doing Vorpal things. It hasn't been tempered or sabered at all, so I'm not surprised.
At the same time, it was 2 hits and 2 crits. But when it's coming out of a red mage, it's not going to hurt too much, especially with a level 30 red mage.
Yeah, I mean, it'll still do some stuff, but woof. All right, and here we are at Salamander 2. I think this was the only fiend who didn't toss out a nuke or nuclear.
No, I think he might still... I know he has Cure 4.
Yeah, round 1 it busted out the Cure 4, though. Decisions.
Very difficult decisions here.
I mean, I honestly admit I end up doing that a few times myself where I'm like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this one. And, yeah. I try and have a plan for what I'm going to do with each character, but sometimes, like, in this instance, my white mage would be going, I don't know, I'm just going to swing. All right. So...
I don't know. We do have some anti-magic things that, could be beneficial. I think we had a couple anti-items that maybe just use just in case.
Yeah, it would only be if you actually kept them and if they're on the right person for it.
Also true. But I know that one of them was a white shirt, but I think that was like a mute, which I haven't seen anyone cast mute today. So Cheeky Heal 3 coming out.
Well, that's actually kind of a good thing, just to keep people topped off, save you a little bit of time if you're going to be shotgunning potions afterwards.
And I mean, there's not a whole lot else for that white mage to do.
Pretty much.
Which is probably why I think I might have considered leaving the Vorpal on the white mage, because I saw a Sun Sword +3, +4, something decent around, and I'm pretty sure red mages can use those. Red wizards, rather.
Yeah, they can. Red mages can also use them. I have no idea if Professor actually has it or not, though. That's the thing.
Now, this is I don't know. This is a little interesting. Putting the knight down at the bottom.
Trying to save it from, chaos punches. I understand it.
So we're gonna be throwing out our invises, our fast, our temper, and we're gonna see if we can get anywhere.
Self-fasting knight. Just add spells.
Ooh, that was actually a punch from Chaos.
It was a good luck or a good thing that Invis 2 had come out beforehand, because that, it
That was
saved
still
it from
like
a little bit of damage.
a solid chunk of damage, and where it landed, well, everyone's looking pretty even besides the line.
Yeah, Knight's still got some saber charges, though. Going to be making that sword do a little bit harder. Hit a little bit harder, do a little bit more damage. Icon words.
So Renderer still did not move the saber hammer. Again, really think he forgot he had it. I would have thrown that saber hammer down on my knight, and this whole time I've been sabering.
Well, he has been sabering. He's just been doing the saber spell, which
Also
it's
true.
okay. It's a fair way around it.
And we're out of saber spells, and I think he only had 2 or 3, so...
Nah, that was the knight's last saber. I think it has one more temper, though.
Now, what's going in Renderer's favor right now is Chaos hasn't been really taking a whole bunch of damage. We haven't been putting out a lot of damage. We've just been prepping.
Yeah, I think this is the first round where he's going to be doing any major swings. So when that Cure 4 comes out, it's not going to be as detrimental. Okay, 12 hits, 1869. That's a good swing.
And then Chaos is like, oh, you want to punch now? And punches down that red wizard.
Which, you know what? He'd done his job. He was out of spells. Ablative Meat Shield to activate.
Mm-hmm. He was also our lowest level character, so not a horrible thing. 12 hits, 1623, I think I read.
Yep, got some good more good damage there. Now, we do know that Cure 4 is going to be coming out here soon-ish. But on the plus side, we haven't seen many of the horrible spells come out of, or the horrible skills come out of Chaos.
Not yet. He's saving them. He's sandbagging them, waiting for Renderer to let down his guard.
Yeah,
like gonna strike. Ooh, missed that slow 2.
Yeah, that's all right. At the slow 2, went for the black wizard.
Never mind.
All right, and get your GGs out for Professor Renderer, finishing up at the excuse me, at the I'm looking it up right now at 2 hours and 54 seconds even.
And our final off-screen racer finished at 2 hours, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. And we had a single did not finish in Saracen. So, yeah, GG, everybody. That was amazing. And rough. Amazingly rough. That would be a good way to put it as well.
And we are joined by Professor Renderer in chat. GG's.
Try thief weapons with your only weapon, your only endgame weapon being Masa, which you have to kill War Mech twice in order, at least for one, to get the Tia proxy, and the which like a War Mech, which that was just insult, a massive insult to me, and the Masa from the Warmech you killed with the Masa from Topher.
Also, oh,
put
sorry.
S3 to your name. Like,
Also, there was another Masa in the Sea Shrine.
oh,
I mean, it was guarded by a Warmech as well, because, well, that's what Warmech does in the Free Enterprise flag.
We
yeah.
heard you like Warmech, so we put more Warmech alongside your Warmech.
I mean, I was more to focus on just getting the Fiend dungeons done anyway, so I was never gonna go and rush or go through check anything. I was gonna check stuff along the way to the Kraken proxy, but that never showed up. So, that plus I would have known that there was a Masa there if I said I can't hold Masa or something from there because I had full stuff. So.
Speaking of full stuff, I have to ask you, early on in the siege, you got a saber hammer. Did you forget you had that, or because we didn't
did.
see? Okay, that would explain it then. I was like, where?
Yeah.
That
I
explains.
completely. It was such an afterthought to me that I didn't consider the saber hammer. I didn't consider that it was a saber hammer in my inventory. Even when I was more focused on getting the Masa, or at least getting a weapon to at least is a weapon for the fighter, that I just didn't care, like whatever would happen, like whatever. I would rather just get a weapon that I could wield for one thing on the fighter, rather than just focus on something as simple as like overlooking, like rather than something as simple as like a saber hammer that I had.
It's a fair cop. It's easy to overlook things like that when you're in the midst of a race. I've done it myself.
Yeah, it at that point I was just with the Warmechs trying constantly getting knocking my party down. I was more like, okay, I just need to get something done. At this, I would rather just play for the 4 points and call it a day. And once I finally got the Warmech down on my first thing, I was like, okay, all right, let's just hope that it doesn't respawn, for one thing. Second of all, I'm hoping it's not a thief, because I took the red mage worried that I was never going to see a thief in this entire scene.
Yeah, there was a thief. It was hiding down at Lefane.
Lefane. Oh, did I? Oh, I must have not noticed the color palettes on that thief. Like the thief, like the color palette on the thief. I didn't even notice that.
You were not the only one.
Yeah.
There was many people who walked right past that thief and never picked him up. But I mean, in the end, it really didn't hurt too much, because most people, by the time they got to Lefane, they were already like into the level 20s, so grinding up the thief up to level 20 would not have been fun.
Yeah, at least the saving grace from that was the mage tile from Ordeals. That was my grind tile. That was the grind tile that I would imagine a lot of people would have found. Would have been able to grind off of just to get some higher levels.
Yeah, a lot of people used the Sea Troll tile in the Hall of Giants. I think at least one other person used the Mage tile.
Wore off Sea Trolls because I didn't want to get wiped that easily.
But yeah, and also we have to say congratulations on getting that Chaos down before the Cure 4 came out.
And
because
the nuclears, I think.
Yeah,
there was a Cure 4.
Oh yes, there was two of them.
No, it was only the one Cure 4 that Chaos had.
I think Salaman had a Cure 4 as well.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. Salamander busted out Cure 4 round 1. Chaos had it, I think, 7th or 8th in its spell list. And it was coming up real close.
Huh.
You also got lucky and got the punchiest Chaos that we witnessed tonight. I think we only saw Chaos punch once at any other fight. And we saw Chaos get fought a lot tonight. I also want to say you went through Chaos One time, like you did not have to refight Chaos, and I think you were the only person on stream to be able to do that. So
Yeah, 'cause
good job.
Yeah, because the thing is, I was more focused on getting the saber out. Anything else, I would just rather get the saber, use my main sabers. Admittedly, I should have realized I had a saber thing anywhere, saber hammer anyway. But I was rather I was more focused on getting those sabers out so that I can augment it with the fast, and then any tempers that it managed to land. So, I mean, that's why you got like 14 14 to 1900 like 1400 1900 damage on like on it, because I was just more focused on just trying to get him down, saber just making, and just hope that just the spell list isn't too awful.
Yeah, you missed the swirl, the nuclear, the tornado, the blaze, all the other fun stuff that Chaos had. Luckily.
Which is good. Which is good, because that would have been that if that had not if that came out, I probably would have just taken the 0 and just went on, because these flags are tough. Like, they are some tough flags. Like, I can understand why they're designed in the first place, but it's tough to race on.
Yeah, the boss stats on this, like the hit points are clamped at 150 to 350, so it's all really thick bosses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's told, and I can definitely feel the pain of that, especially with the war mech in particular, with only nukes to my name, unaware that, oh yeah, I should have looked at my Vorpal. I thought about, I didn't even realize I had the I could have just, I was checking the Vorpal and then I put it on as like a backup, unaware that probably I should be using that more often, and that was what kind of helped get war mech down as low as possible. I'm just lucky I got the war mech down with only a fighter left.
Yeah, at like 73, 74 health, like that was close. We honestly were thinking that this was going to be a wipe and you'd have to go back in again, and that would have been painful to watch you go through. But I mean, you did get through it, and then you turned around to walk out, which agreed, great idea. But you didn't heal,
and then you gave us all a heart attack.
After the trap tile in the cube locked room, I just wanted to heal because I needed to heal to make sure I didn't want to like have that happen like ever. Even though admittedly since dungeon and overworld encounters are turned off, that probably was like, I probably should have just healed like before the trap tile. But I was more dead set on just getting the heck out of Mirage Tower and just getting my party back up, because
Yeah.
I would rather just, if I had wipes, that would have been it. I would have just called it a day, took the 0, and went on.
Yeah, we all came to that same conclusion. Like, if you had hit that trap tile and wiped, it would have been like, nope, I'm done. Throw a controller over there, unplug the computer, and I'm gonna go find something a lot stronger in the fridge.
Yeah, pardon me, I'm gonna go run off into the woods, wild, free, never to come back to this bane called civilization now. Thanks.
At least week 2 won't be as painful, because I mean, with the rule I got for week 1, it's actually pretty nice. With the Floaterless Classic.
Well,
So-
I do want to say very well done on completing it. Completing it and getting the points is huge in this, and that was a tough seed. So congrats for making it through.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm glad I got the 4 points, because I wanted to get this week over with. I already said the flags are really tough to race on, so yeah.
Nah, that's a fair call. So with that, I think we should probably go around, get some final thoughts. let's see here. Let's go ahead and start with I don't know, Nightmare. Let's start with you.
Sure. Yeah. These flags look tough. So big props to everybody who helped put these together. The shout out to Shimbabi for coming up with our scoring system. And shout out to everybody who was here tonight and watching me struggle through math and struggle with words. I couldn't have done it without all of you. So thanks.
And let's bounce on over to Sonny next.
So, like I had said earlier, this flag set at first, I really didn't like it because I just kept rolling nasty seeds, and I came to absolutely love this flag set in this race. This also was the first race I've done, quote, official, end quote, that my setup has changed, so I've still been working on getting used to that, and to come right about the middle of the pack makes me happy. So it's definitely nice to see that with setup changes and things like that, if you're used to the game, you can still play it at a very, very good level. But GG's to everybody. That mech fight from you, Render, was really, really good. With the just go ham with nuke and then swing with the fighter. I didn't even know what the fighter had. Devious, like, you played out of your mind, dude. So you definitely deserve the high placement there. So GG's on that. Hate, Luffy, thank you for doing comms, as well as Nightmare Phoenix, if I remember correctly. Marcus, thank you for tracking, and Jay Shadow, thank you for doing the restream. Because without you guys, we also wouldn't have been able to do this. And thank you to RPG Limit Break for having us on here.
And let's go to you, Professor, for your final thoughts.
There's a lot I could change, and like I mentioned, Sonny mentioned it. These flag sets is interesting. It's an interesting mode. I mean, I personally like it as like a concept, but it's clear that I haven't practiced enough, and it was just kind of hard to really continue. It made me feel like I was gonna want to forfeit it out of this, but I guess I got the 4 points. I'm happy about that. GG's to both Sonny and Devious and everyone else, and because you guys are good at as is. I'm still trying to get my feet wet. You know, I just finished the Duckling Derby, but my feet's already wet as is. Just need to get more practice in. Thanks to comms and all that stuff. Just and because at least for sitting on the side, like rooting me on and hoping for the best and hoping I didn't get absolutely annihilated by the War Mechs. And yeah.
And Devious.
If in Devious is around.
Yep, there we go.
There we
more
go.
of the same. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just more of the same. You know, it's nice to have a really strong start to Fall League. I love the difference in flags. So, you know, if you're just tuning in for this as your first exposure to Fall League, come back again next week, same time, and you'll see a completely different flag set, and it's going to be fun. So, yeah. Thank you all, and hope you enjoy the rest of this week and the new flag set next week.
And I'll go ahead and I'll give my babbling before tossing it out over to Luffy for the final thing. So thank you to, once again, all the runners for letting us restream them. Thanks to RPG Limit Break for hosting us. We have 3 more of these races coming up this week. We have one tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on a Speed Gaming channel, as of yet to be determined. We have another one coming up on Thursday, the 17th. Or, I'm sorry, tomorrow is the 15th. On Thursday, the 16th at 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock on Speed Gaming. Friday, the 17th at 9 o'clock, right back here on RPG Limit Break. And then Saturday, the 18th at 2 p.m. on the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel. And with that, I'm going to toss it on over to Luffy to wrap us out.
Yeah, just want to say a thank you to both of my co-coms tonight, Hate and Nightmare Phoenix, joining me in the booth. Thank you to Jay Scheidel for the restream, Guardian Marcus and JLo for pushing the buttons, and RPG Limit Break for hosting us tonight, and everybody who joined us in the chat to watch some great racing by 4 amazing teams, and kicking us off for Fall League 2021. So with that, we're going to give RPG Limit Break back their channel. So ciao and chillax, everybody. Final Fantasy Randomizer fam, we gone.